Hello people, right, I've just got back to my charts. I had to go to the vets with my poorly dog again, and I had to leave about 11 o'clock, so that was that. But I want to talk about one of my mantras, and it is old support broken gets retested, and old resistance broken will be retested as support. And it happens a lot of times, and you can see on this weekly massive weekly candle, and where's it gone back to? An old support level broken to test it as resistance. And that's like I did actually, and although I moan about people charging for trading lessons, I did go into this webinar, web room, call it what you like, and sadly the bloke, he had a lot of good information, but he was some troll years and years ago, tried to make out he was a charlatan and whatnot, and the whole thing was disbanded. But it doesn't really matter a lot of the time whether certain people can do what they say they can do in a live environment, if they know if their stuff stacks up. And I think it's called cutting off your nose to spite your face or something. The guy obviously had lots of good information. He wasn't charging the earth, and in this instance I learnt something that I have never forgotten, and we're going back probably 13-14 years now. And the fair value concept, if you put it to, say for example, if this was $1,000 in gold and then it shot through it, the price had collapsed, how would you know what the correct price for it is unless you go and retest it? And that's all I'm talking about doing here, the mantra of tests and retests, breaks and retests. You don't hear that very often. You get all these people talking about all this other stuff, downward facing wedges and and head and shoulders and inverted head and shoulders and hammers and all that lot. Tests and retests, massive break. Where do I expect that to go back? This thing, New Zealand dollar that hardly moves at all, has moved probably about 70-80 pips today. In fact, we can see precisely what that is. The open today was 935. The high is 605. So 70 pips. 70 pip move. And this was telegraphed to us potentially yesterday. And how do you enter it? You enter it using the stepping stones of reversals. And that's all you have to do. It's safe trading. And then you can trade the pullbacks. So you could have looked at this at the weekend, decided you were going to trade the bejesus out of it, and then traded it. Sadly I wasn't here, otherwise I would have taken a ton more pips hopefully out of it. As it was, before I went out, I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 winning trades, mostly on the Euro NZD, but one on in fact 8 winning trades, one on NJ and one on GB CAD. So once you build your plan, and these weekend plans are proving to be absolutely phenomenal, 2 weekends in a row, so that I've predicted what may well happen on certain pairs. And really it's not rocket science, it's just about looking at those massive candles, and you can do it on the daily and the weekly, and in fact the H4 as well, if you get a big H4 candle, and then just follow the steps as it goes, your reversals. So I've created many videos about how the reversals work and everything, so I don't need to do that. All this was about was tests and retests, guys. The power of that fair value phenomenon. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't really matter. I believe it, and it works, and I've called it a few times over the last couple of weekends, way before it happens. So it's worth, in my opinion, your investigation. The charts are there, they go back decades now. Everything's there for you to check up on. Keep it simple, guys. That's all you need to do. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.